Hello everybody, welcome to our channel. Agashi here, where I do dramas, reviews, and movies, anything you guys suggest, and do my unboxing of whatever I have out there that I would like to share and show with you guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like. Now let's go ahead and jump into the video. Hello everybody, Agashi here. So today I'm doing a Korean drama review on the drama called Ma이데몬. It has a total of 16 episodes. It airs on Friday through Saturday. I was able to watch the first 2 episodes. I'm very excited, and it leaves you so many clues, and I'm just like, what's going on, you know? So very interesting, and I actually really enjoy it because like I've seen some Kang's acting and his other dramas and everything, and it's like, yeah, like to me, I'm like, he's like a baby, because Ajushi and I, we've seen him in Michuri Village, and so we're just kind of like, he's such a baby, but to see him act in this, in my opinion, he's really good. So I'm gonna go over the cast synopsis in the first 2 episodes to recap with you guys. So as for our cast, we have Kim Yoo-jung as Do-do-hee, Song Kang as Jung Won, and then Lee Sang-gi as Ju Suk-hoon, Kim Hae-suk as Ju Chu-suk, Lee Young-ji as No Soo-ah, and Jo Hae-ju as Jin Ka-young, Hyo Jung-do as Park Puk-kyu. His name is hilarious, and how they did it in the dramas too. I'll explain that. So Jung-yu as Shin Da-jung, and Kim Tae-hoon as No Suk-min, and tons of other people, you know, like other financial, sister, cousins, nephew, all of that, kids and everything. But as for our synopsis, Do-do-hee is the successor of future group, Mira Group. She's an arrogant and cool-headed personality who doesn't trust in anybody. She's cynical about love too. She ends up getting involved with the devil named Jung Won and makes a contract marriage with him. She faces big-time changes in her life after she meets him. Jung Won is a demon. He lives for eternity by making dangerous contract. Everything he does, he deals with humans in his devilish ways. He looks down upon humans, and he prowls over the world as predators, all of that, for 200 years, and he ends up getting involved with Do-do-hee and somehow loses his powers all of a sudden to her. He enters into a contract marriage with her. To prevent his own extinction, he must protect her, who's taken all of his powers, and in doing so, their relationship develops into romance and love. So, recap on the first 2 episodes. The drama starts us off with Do-do-hee running in this like misty, foggy night. She's scared, looking back her shoulder. She doesn't, like, a man is walking towards her. She doesn't like narrating. She doesn't know who to believe, distinguish between friends and foe, and she wonders, like, if this man is the one who's gonna save her from this life she lives in. And we flash back to 200 years ago in the Chosun dynasty. A group of Christian believer praying that night, a demon suddenly appeared, blows out candles, red writings, scaring everybody, all of that. A little girl, you know, throws a cross at him, and like the bishop comes to save the little girl, he just smiles, gets her the cross back, and he leaves. Dramatic, very entrance, fiery, all of that, leading him to the port, where he runs into a man trying to fish. The country is facing starvation, and the man is hungry. He gets into this man and said that I will make sure you will never starve in the next 10 years of your life as long as you agree into this contract with me, explaining he is the demon and he could get anything to people. You know, he's not a tokibi, or he's not a god or anything. He is the demon. So this man's name is Park Puk-kyu. He accepts the term and signs with blood, and as Kuwang leaves, this man is successfully happy, and he will never starve for the next 10 years of his life. But after 10 years, obviously he's gonna go to hell. And it's funny, he holds up his middle finger where Kuwang perked it to it, and Kuwang's like, what's your name? He's like, Puk-kyu. You guys really understand? F-U. That's what his name is. Anyways, it's hilarious. I was telling Ajushi why I laughed so hard, and that was his name throughout the drama. But now we get into 2023. Do-do-hee attends the 2023 Korea CEO Award, and it's her 2nd time winning in 2 consecutive years. She is the chaebol heiress to the group called Mira Group, the company, and it's one of the top companies in Korea. So a few days later, her secretary Shin Do-jung tells her, like, there's trouble news about the company, all that. She's determined to report this, take care of it, all that. But grandma, which is chairwoman Ju, calls her, says she has to go to her blind date. It's an agreement that grandma or chairwoman will go to her checkup, to her all of that medical things if Do-hee goes to blind dates. So leaving her no choice, she goes, fine, I'll go to my blind date at least 30 minutes just to not be rude. And then that's that. And then Gu-won, on the other hand, we see his home, and we see that he has a bunch of clocks tying for contracts he made. And once their contract is up, he goes to them and he collects the soul and agreement of the contract. This time he goes and collect the soul of a mafia head, and the guy is not willing to die. He does whatever he can to fight back against Gu-won, but obviously Gu-won tells him a deal is a deal, and I give you what you wanted, power and wealth. Now it's been 10 years, it's time for you to go. And the man is worried what's going to happen, and Gu-won explains to him that basically you're just going to die and have a heart attack and go to hell, and that's where I'll send you, And then the mafia guys die, and then as Gu-won leaves the place, one of the mafia men spots him and says, okay, we gotta go back and get that guy. He's the one who killed our master. So now back at the hotel, Do-hee meets her blind date, ends up being Gu-won. Turns out she got the wrong information, and she went to the wrong hotel to meet him, the wrong blind date. He was never supposed to be her blind date. She's drawn to him because he's so handsome. But he doesn't care about her. He's just like, can you just leave me alone so I can have my meal or something? I booked this place. It took me so long to book this place. Leave me alone. They exchange contact information and all of that. She leaves the bathroom. The mafia crew comes. He pretty much destroys them, and after she comes back, he's gone. She learns later it's all mixed up, and he was supposed to be her blind date. He's so rude, all of that. Moving on, she receives a call from like a ransom call saying to her that there's a message about that something that can help her become the chairwoman of media group. So we learn she's adopted at the age of 11. Her parents passed away. She's the only one that chairwoman Ju trusts and let her runs everything. Chairwoman has her family, but the family doesn't really care about anything besides money. So that's that. But then, all of this, she's kind of just like, oh, like, I'm exhausted, So she decides to spend some time at the beach drinking, and she calls for a driver. However, the driver turns out to be a man who wants to, like, kill her. He's like this anonymous killer. We don't know who he is yet. She realizes that, and so she tries to, like, get away. She acts calm, but they get into a fight. She knocks out the guy. She runs away. And thankfully, during that time, she starts running. In the meantime, Gu-won is, like, wondering who is his next target, who is dying for help. And it ends up being her, and then he teleports to her, and she begs to help him, and he believes that she's the best option to keep her alive. He's like, well, for me to help you, there has to be a deal. You have to sign a deal with me before I help you. And then, like, she was just like, okay, whatever. Like, she goes, he's about to kill us. You still talking about signing a contract right now? Urgent issue. He goes, fine. He handles and take care of the man before having he signs a contract with him. Well, he managed to get away, and in the meantime, like, Gu-won fights this man. She falls off the cliff, or hiding behind the cliff. The man drives the car, hit them. They both fall in there, and as Gu-won like tries to help her, she ends up like, he can't swim, and she helps her, and his power ends up transferring to her. So he has a cross on his hand, which is his powers, and it flashes red when he uses it or whatever. Well, it goes to her when she grabs his hand. So they both fall into the water. They both get saved, and then when they wake up on shore, she's happy they're alive, but he is puzzled and confused now because his demon mark is now on her, and he can't use his powers anymore. So she's like, what did you do? What's going on? So anyway, she faints, and she wakes up at the hospital, and also she sees her secretary saying, this is what happens to you. We'll get it taken care of. We'll find out who the killer is and everything. Gu-won is there, and he's being so caring and so sweet and so nice to her. And the moment her secretary left, he like snaps out of it. He's all like, you need to give me my power back. So she thinks that, what did I do? I got so drunk, something happened. She kind of doesn't really remember. She thought she got herself a tattoo. She's gonna laser it off, and he tells her like, you can't do that. It's mine and you took it. She's confused. She doesn't get it. And then like he notices that when they like bicker back and forth and she was gonna slap him, he was holding onto her hand and the other hand was gonna snap him. He can use his power if he's holding onto her hand. So he's like, oh, I can't get it back. I have to use her to use my power. So that's that. So he heads back to the office, tells her like, don't remove the tattoo, okay, we'll figure things out. He heads back to his office. He finds out his Pukyung, who is now his butler, is reading his demon manual, and he's not sure how he's like, I've been keeping this a secret, and Pukyung's telling him like, you know, what's gonna happen to you like if you do things wrong or you don't collect someone's like contract on time when time ends up for them, what happens to you, you know? And he's like, it's none of your business. But Pukyo notices something is off about him. He doesn't have his tattoo, and they realize he doesn't have his powers too. So it's like, oh shoot, what's gonna happen to him? And basically Guwang said, do everything you can, background check on Dudu-hee, and I need to get my powers back from her. So that's that. But Pukyo, he, you know, after the 10 years of his first contract with Guwang, he dies of a heart attack, and then couple 100 years later, whatever, he meets Guwang again, and then when Guwang pricks his finger for another contract, he regains all his memory. So for whatever reason, he has all of his memory of his past life with Guwang. So he's Guwang's butler, like every time he gets reincarnated. That's that. But, you know, Guwang tries to figure out how he can like get his powers back, his tattoo transfer back, because, you know, basically in the book, like if he fails to do a certain thing, he's gonna like burn and die and disappear and stuff like that. So he doesn't know, but he's like, regardless, he's going to bewitch and get Do-hee to fall in love with him and try to get his power back. So Do-hee ends up meeting Guwang again. He confessed that he's been having trouble lately, and he's been like, you know, all these things like that. And she's like, okay, you know, I'll just pay you for helping me. But he's like, you know, he needs to like get her to transfer the powers back. So because he couldn't go take someone's contract because their time was up, he couldn't get them because he lost all his power. He used her to go do that, and then now he goes back to the same scenario where let me push you in the water, and then we'll try to transfer powers back again. It didn't work, and she was just shocked. She's like, what the hell are you doing, you know? And like she was just like, I can't believe you would do this. Like, why is it that everyone out there, you're trying to kill me? What's going on, you know? So she's like frustrated, and she's just like, just leave me alone. I don't want to deal with you. And then she leaves. So he's like, oh, what did I do to her? You know, like, man, he doesn't know how to feel anymore. So basically Pukyo says like, you know, you have to just be careful and like work with her, get to know her, try to get your powers back, all of that. So in the meantime, you know, we now see like a bunch of people, all the family members, like, because she got attacked already and more things keeps happening. So it's like now it leads into Ga-young, who is one of like the artists dancing at Guwang's company. It looks like she's the one who's gonna target Do-hee because she likes Guwang and she doesn't like that Do-hee is getting in the way. There's the family, Chairwoman's family, who is like her son, her nephew, her daughter, all that. Everybody is like, they want to get rid of Do-hee because she basically, mom is giving her everything, and so they're all suspicious now, you know. So she's like walking on her way home, and she's just like, I don't know what to do anymore. And then someone drives a motorcycle past by her trying to throw acids at her, and Guwang ends up saving her again, and he gets hurt, but he was willing to save her. And seeing this action, she's like now like, oh, I have to keep him around. He's gonna be the one who's gonna help me from all of this. So we ended there for the first 2 episodes. Honestly, in my opinion, after thinking about it, the reason why like his powers end up transferring to her is because they didn't sign the contract, and she asked him to help her, and he was like, we need to sign a contract first. And usually he always does it. All of the other scenarios we've seen him, he always signs a contract and pricks their finger and writes and signs before he actually does anything for them. And for him to willing to help her, that's why his power transferred over, you know. And so also it's kind of like a way to, how are things gonna end for him, you know, to become human and all of that again too, because like basically he doesn't know anything, we don't know anything of how he become demon, all of that. So basically this is like his story, is how is he going to become human. And basically with her having his power, he's now immortal, he doesn't have any of the powers, he's gonna end up having to help her certain ways without his powers, and it's going to teach him something. So basically that's that. And how he ended up transferring the powers, like I said, he didn't sign a contract with her, so his powers end up giving it to her when that's what she wished for, is save me, and that's all she wanted. So that was what ended up giving it to her. So that's my guess, but we'll see how it is. I mean, I really like, I was telling Ajashi, like Song Kang was so fit to be the demon. Like the way they make up to him, his hair and like his long neck with his broad shoulder, and he's dressed like he just walking, you just think like all those webtoon anime drawing of like the devil, the demon. He is so made for it. He's like a webtoon out, real life action webtoon version of it. So it actually really fit him. I really like it. So I mean, I'm all in to see how it's gonna turn out, more so for him because I've seen his other drama, and it's like, you know, I mean, we've seen him in Variety's first, knowing like that's not the type of character he is. So now seeing him being acting and everything, you're kind of like, well, this role actually fits him, it's who he is. So I really look forward to see how it's gonna turn out. So because to me, I'm like Ajashi and I were saying, Song Kang's more like a young teen child like actor. He's young, he's not really into like, he doesn't look like he can pull off certain acting of like being a grown adult man. And for him will be his big breakout. Like we get to see him like being comfortable playing something he can be like to his age and everything. So really looking forward to see how it's gonna turn out. But that's it for my demon review. Check it out if you guys have not. But that's it for today's drama review, and I will see you guys next time.